Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the show. Tonight's special guest is Adam from GBV Nation. I'm not actually sure. GBV Nation? I'll ask you in a minute what that stands for.
Yeah.
It's got to be something straightforward. Not something I've ever thought of.
It's super simple.
Super simple. Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't you just tell us while we're waiting for people to come into chat?
Well, when I first started the channel, I was called Great British Vapes. So Great British Vapes is GBV.
Right.
A lot of people were calling me GBV. GBV actually started from Vic, Vaping with Vic.
Right, yeah.
Vic started calling me GBV, and like at Expo and stuff like that, people would shout GBV rather than Great British Vapes. And I thought, Great British Vapes is really long, but I can't just call myself GBV, because I got into watching all these YouTube analysis videos, as you do.
Right.
When we start learning about YouTube, you start learning like all the ins and outs and all the secret codes and all this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
That nothing exists. Nothing really exists.
I was going to say, I still haven't found anything like that.
No. But I was watching all these people, and they were doing channel analysis, and when they were looking at people's channels, they were like, I don't even know what you do. Your name's this, and you do this and this and this. So
yeah.
GBV sort of didn't stand out very much. So I would say building a brand without it being a brand, if you get me. So GBV Nation, I can call all my subscribers the Nation. My Facebook group's called GBV Nation, so they are the Nation members.
Yep.
My Patreons are Nation members, so it just all sort of falls into one, really.
Well, that's fair enough. Yeah, I thought it must be something simple, and that does
simple.
That does make sense. We've got one or two in chat. Thanks, Daniel, for telling me that the stream is all working okay. And hi, John. John's early. He's first on parade tonight. John Nash. I hope you're feeling well, John. Christian. Hi, Christian. And Nige and Lynn. Hi, Lynn.
Good evening.
And I think you'll have a couple of supporters tonight. I think I've had a couple of Facebook messages to say that looking forward to tonight and they like to watch your videos. So yeah, it's nice. Why don't you tell us, Adam, what you're vaping on? Have you got much in front of you? I hope you have.
Do you know what I actually have? Do you know what? All these people that turn around when they go on a live stream and they're like, "Yeah, I'm just vaping on this."
Yeah, I'm
I always make sure.
Move on.
I always make sure that I've got a good plethora, and while people are watching, I will go through them all. I won't just stick to one. The Hexapod, which is already reviewed on the channel, but the Hexapod, FilmTech made the pods, so the ceramic and ceramic coils. Very, very nice. Nice flavour. Pods are super simple, pretty nice, and good battery life. 20 milligram. 50-50, so it's 50% nic salt, 50% free-base nicotine. Still get a bit of a throat hit, but you get the smoothness of nic salts. And in that I've got some menthol, trying to kick the last bit of this cold out.
Yeah, I did see the picture with the tissue hanging out of your nose.
Disgusting as it is, the first night that the cold really, really hit me, I went to bed, and obviously when you've got a streaming cold, it's horrible. So
yeah.
I slept, mouth open, 2 pieces of tissue in my nose, and slept like that. It was horrendous. Then I'm on the Vaptio Superbat, which the branding is absolutely ridiculous and horrible because it's very superhero-y.
Yeah.
But the mod's literally a banger mod. I've dropped this, I've threw this, it fell out of my pocket, everything that it can do, and that's topped with the Geek Vape Zeus X.
Good tank though, isn't it?
Oh, cracking! It's in. I don't want to spoil it too much because the review will be coming up by the end of this week. But it's stunning. It's super simple to build. I've had no issues with wicking it at all. The Zeus Dual, I found a bit of a bitch to.
I never had that. I never had the Zeus Dual. So this is my Geek Vape stuff. I've never really got involved with, but I did think with this tank, I thought I wanted to obviously try it because of the Solomon 3 and Top Airflow, and I've never previously liked Top Airflow, but the Solomon 3 worked, and I think the Geek Vape works, one up from that. So very good tank.
It's very good. I do like how there's that separate airflow chimney inside. It's very, very nice idea, and it does work. It does work. It does give that sort of little bit of restriction rather than the Zeus Dual, the original Zeus Dual. I had issues with wicking it. I had issues with the airflow because it was just a little bit too airy. But But it's cracking, absolutely cracking. And in that, I've got some homebrew strawberry twister.
Oh, homebrew.
Homebrew. I did my first foray into recorded e-juice making.
Right.
I teamed with the guys at Vaporball to do a idiot's guide to e-juice making.
Yep, good.
We'll probably get onto it later on, but that's basically what my channel is. It's an idiot's guide. If I can do it, you can do it. Plain and simple. If I can get on with a product, you'll be able to get on with a product. That's how I see myself. There's far too many people that take things far too seriously, and that's kind of how I am. But I made this last week, and it is 20% flavouring, probably about 98% VG, because I have a slight PG intolerance. 10% Twister and 10% strawberry ripe, and it's really, really nice. Really nice. Then I'm on the Rage with the Dead Rabbit SQ on top.
Yep.
Which is a cracking mod. It's just the heaviest thing in the world. If you've used the Rage, it's lovely.
I haven't used that. No.
Do you know what? I've never gushed as much about a Squonk bottle as I have with this one.
Hmm.
You know, when details go into product, I don't like it's got the little clippy thing at the bottom that you pull out and twist.
Oh, right, yeah.
But it's super simple to just stick your finger in and pull out anyway.
Yeah.
It's a cracking mod, absolutely cracking mod. A dual 18650, battery life for days, 50 watts, 0.27 ohm coil. Can't complain at all.
No.
And in that, I've got some of the brand new Vape Dodo Extinction range.
Right.
And it's coffee bean and caramel.
Ooh, that's an odd one. I think that's quite nice, actually, isn't it?
It's really, really nice. And I've actually got some Just Nick It on ice.
Yep.
Nick salts in there. So it's got a little bit of a menthol kick, so it just brings it up a little bit. I've also got the Vape Dodo in the recurve on top of the Asvape Gabriel, which is a cracking setup. I love that. Little single 18650. Recurve's amazing, and I always need to turn it on. But and then finally, the Geek Vape Aegis single.
That's the bigger one, is it? Yeah.
Yeah, the original one. With the Wasp Nano
That one.
RTA. I love it. Do you know what? Single 18650. I don't take them out with me because they're a single 18650 and I don't fancy carrying a million batteries around with me.
Yeah.
But when I'm in the house, single 18650 is all around.
Yeah.
With the Wasp Nano RTA in.
That's another good tank, isn't it?
I love it. I'm having a bit of a wicking issue with it at the minute though.
Really?
Yeah.
I've got mine on here, look.
Well, this is the third build that I've put in it. Build deck just the same as the Wasp Nano. Easy peasy. I've never had an issue wicking. I never had any of the other issues that everyone had, where it spits at them and they get a bit of...
No, I don't get any spit from it. I haven't... That's sat here, actually, since last week, and you probably hear an overrun there, but, I mean, when you say issue, leaking or the other way, dry hits?
Wicking, dry hits.
Right.
So I've thinned... The first build that I put in, absolutely wonderful.
Yeah.
Rake my cotton out, everything as you would normally do for your first build in anything. You just put as least wicking as possible. And I thought, oh, that'll flood, but it didn't.
Yeah.
Put the second build in. I put a nice, juicy fused Clapton in there.
Yeah.
Thank you. Worked fine, wicked fine. I've put some, just some aliens in there, Coilology aliens in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I've put just about the same amount of cotton as I put in for the last two builds. It's just drying up a little bit.
What I find with this tank is that the cotton, you don't even want to see that.
Yeah, yeah.
Just cut it short so it doesn't go under that little flange, if you like, at all. And then it should be fine.
I mean, I've only got it at... I've got a 0.29 ohm coil, 34.7 watts. In that, some Nitros... elbow microphone. Some Nitros cold brew.
Right.
That's vanilla bean latte.
Is that heavy VG then?
That is 70/30, I think.
Well, that should be alright, shouldn't it?
Yeah, it's probably just me being a bit of a Norman with it, but I really like it. The flavour's cracking. You can't complain about the flavour of it.
Have you finished?
Wait. Yeah, that's me done. That is me done.
Well, you had a nice selection. That was good.
I always do. I always try and break out every single battery that I own, every single mod that's in rotation at minute, and a couple of review items that are in the queue. So
that's good. I'll just say hello to a few other people. I got as far as Lynn, I think. Ian Morgan, hi Ian, and Simon, David, John. I said hello to Spectre, USA Spectre. Hi Spectre. James, hi James Khan.
DJS, they're the 3 millimeter inner diameter Twisted Messers aliens.
Papa. Did I say? Christian. I put this up on the screen. You probably didn't see it, Adam. Still rocking my Zeus X. Amazing. Thanks again, Nature Vape. Christian last week said, I hope you like my review. And I thought, review? I haven't seen a review. But what he meant was he put a review on the website. So I'm sorry for being thick, Christian. I had seen it. As soon as the show finished, I thought, you idiot.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're there. Fabian Smurf. Rickster, hi Mark. Let's put that one up. Helen ordered a Wasp Nano RTA from you today. Oh, looking forward to trying it. I thought there was going to be a result of how you got on. Well, thanks, Rickster, and I'm sure you'll like it.
Yeah. It's just me being a Norman, not knowing how to wick it. So.
A Norman? What's a Norman?
I try and use when I'm a guest anywhere. I do try and use non-sweary words all the time.
And Laurie from all the way from Kenya. Hi, Laurie. You weren't here, Laurie, last week. Where were you? I'm sure you weren't on last week. Perhaps you were busy. Ian Votensmith, I think the rest are duplicates. And yep, I think we're down to the bottom. If anyone's got a question that you want an answer to, if you start it in capitals, I think, then I'll see it. Because other than that, you see people saying hello to each other in chat, and it's. I am a bloke. I can't. Can you do two things at once? Adam?
You know what? I have to have my screen set up so I've got you and chat, and that's about. If everything's in eye level, I'm absolutely fine.
Yeah,
I'm absolutely fine.
And Laurie says, I'll put that on the screen. Am I the only mouth to lung who prefers 50-50? I think I vary from that to 60-40, to be honest, Laurie. For me personally,
I'm a funny one. We were saying this before the show. I really like a pod. I love a pod system. I love a pod system, and the pod systems I've always got one to hand. But I have to be really careful because I don't have an allergy. I have an intolerance to PG. So anything above a 30 VG, I feel, and it is like the most ruthless of throat hit, followed by the most painful of heartburn.
Really? Because PG is where you get the flavour from, basically, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know that's, and some people are the other way. The VG is a problem to them. So Yeah. Fair enough. We're all different. I thought I had a little sort of an intolerance to nickel because I start to get these little itchy little bits on my skin. So don't know.
I also have an issue with heavy strawberry juices.
Right.
Gives me heartburn. And
mint?
No, there's another one. I can't remember what it is. Mango. Mango gives me heartburn as well.
Right.
Which is an issue because most pod systems always come with a mango juice.
Right.
Especially if they're the pre-filled pods. You can guarantee that there's always a mango one.
Because Nick salts make me sneeze. I can't do Nick salts.
I've heard that from a few people.
Yeah. Oh, hello, they're after you.
They've passed on, it's all right. Christian P has asked, is the Coilology coils better than the Wotofo coils? I have been fortunate to try both. Personal preference is the Coilology coils. I just think that they're better manufactured. A lot of them, you can get the handmade stuff as well from Coilology. And, yeah.
Where did you read that? I haven't even got to that comment.
I told you, everything's in eye level, so it's all right.
I'm sure. Or is it further back? No, I haven't. That comment hasn't even come through yet, I don't think. Anyway, a better coil still, of course, is the Nature Vape coils.
Yeah, I haven't. Unfortunately, I can't bring them into the into the equation because I haven't tried dual coils yet. But one day.
And good evening, Kieran. I see Kieran's just jumped in. New YouTube notifications. What's the point? I casters and chat. Oh, didn't you get a notification? Should have done. Maybe it was me. Maybe I got it wrong. Let's go through what I'm on tonight. Well, I'm not on anything really any different. Well, maybe a couple of bits from last week, but still on the gate. Mouth to lung on the Atto mod. I've got tobacco in that one. Manabush tobacco.
I've never tried the Manabush.
It's nice. It's everything they do has got like a tobacco base, but there's other things with it. Like this one's a coffee based one.
Oh, so, that's nice.
Yeah, it is nice. It's very nice. So put he to the side. Of course, I'm on my little True Tank. I can't leave that one out. So
yeah.
True Tank's never far away. That's always fairly close. I've actually got another gate tank. That was the 3.5mm. This is the 2mm on the Stratum. I always forget the name of this. That's I don't know if you've seen these, Adam. They're like a 21700 battery in there, believe it or not. And I mean that's
tiny.
That's tiny.
Yeah.
And they've got a little MOSFET chip in the top, so you've got 3 clicks on, 3 clicks off, protection. You know, if it's
semi-regulated mech mod.
Yeah, and I'm absolutely loving it. And day and a half.
It's mouth to lung, though, isn't it? What ohms the coil at?
It's about a 1 ohm coil here. I think it's 0.98. And inside here we've got I'll come on to e-liquid soon, but we're doing our own concentrate soon. This one's a tester for cherry bakewell. I've got it in my head to do a good cherry bakewell, and
I'm that far. I'm 20 minutes away from bakewell. So I've tried the true cherry bakewell.
Well, I'll send you one when we do finally do it. We are going to send to the people who like to mix their own. We'll send you the concentrate, and people who can't be bothered, we'll perhaps mix it for them. And this is what it will end up like. What else am I on? I'm on I can't say too much about this one. This is I'll just flash it quick. This is a prototype which I'm testing for a company. Top airflow.
Are we allowed to know what company it is?
No, because Keys will get upset. So that's pretty good. It's working well, actually. So that's that one. I've got Young Vic's Kelpie here, which again is... These aren't available, these two tanks, so I almost feel like I shouldn't be showing them to you, but...
You're supposed to hold them up like that and vape them.
Well, he's shown his Kelpie, hasn't he? He's even shown the deck. So
yeah.
I've held this on the table for 2 weeks without even lifting it up, and I thought...
Vaped it like that.
You know, because I didn't want to wreck it, you know, for Vic. I didn't want to steal his thunder on it, but there, it's a good tank. So that's that. I've got a billet box, which I've shown you before. So I won't actually. I will show you that because where is it? There's 2 billet boxes here actually. This has got the new. I haven't put them on the site yet, but I'll call it version 2 of the Boxer mod. Let's see if I can. There's a hair on there. Get rid of that. Is it a hair? Yeah, it's a hair. Dog hair. See if I can get this focusing to work.
Hi Richie. Hi.
This is where we are going to end up in a muddle because it won't come on the screen. Okay, we'll forget that. Put in down again. The new Boxer inside. I think that's focused half tidally anyway. I took autofocus off, and it is for me anyway at the minute leak free. The early ones, Adam. I don't know if you know the product. There was no O-ring in the top, and the taste was lovely, but as soon as you sat this down, the juice just used to run down here. Well, these billet boxes are expensive things. The last thing you want is juice on the chip. So as you can see, that's been standing there, and the only thing I've got is slight condensation probably, but you can see that's dry. I'll try and flash it in the light. So, and that's basically what I'm on tonight. I've got a couple of other mods in front of me. One which I'm going to have a competition tonight at I don't know how it's going to go. I've never done one before. But I'm going to have it tonight at about 9, so about 10 minutes time. And I'm going to put up some pictures, and they start off quite hard to see what these pictures or the product is. And I want to know what the tank is and the mod.
Ooh.
And the first one who comes up with it in chat will win a Gate mouth-to-lung RTA tank in whatever colour or size they prefer. So that's my competition tonight. We'll see how clever they are in chat, shall we? It's not an easy one.
I just want to answer this. There's some people talking about, am I, Laurie put, am I one of the few here that actually hates tobacco flavoured e-juice? I was never a fan, and then I tried Black Note. Now, I don't like synthetic tobacco juices. They all taste like fag ash dust. Whereas if you try a natural extracted, completely different. I've tried quite a few actually natural extracted now, and I can't vape them all day. They'll never become an all day vape, but yeah, I can really enjoy a tobacco vape.
I can't even see that question. And I can see all of because they're an L, a pink L. Have you? Oh, I haven't given up on the True Tank, Laurie. The True Tank's here. The True Tank's never far away.
It's just like one of the children now. It just gets sat to one side and you forget about it every now and again.
No, they are. People asked me last week which is the best, and I like both of them better than the other, but in different ways, if that makes sense. So, but I would never, I'd never part with probably either of them now. I think they're both very good mouth-to-lung tanks. Rickster, what's Rickster put? I'm going to put it up before I read it, because I'm not good tonight reading his comments. I'm talking to you too much. I've one of your NI80 Alien Claptons, bet one of those would work great in the Nano RTA. Hi to Adam too. Mark's Aliens rock. Oh, well, thanks, Rickster. That's nice. Yeah, and someone else was saying, it's actually, I was talking to Daniel actually on the phone earlier, and he was saying that a lot of places, he likes Alien coils, and a lot of places you buy them from, they're not actually Aliens, they're just Claptons, that they're called. People are calling them Aliens, so it's a bit wrong, that.
I think it's always been a case with any kind of wire where you bought them from anywhere, because I've had through the years competition coils come through, and they're called a Clapton's called a violin coil, or it's called a guitar string coil. I've heard it that way, and all sorts of other things. And yeah, I have seen it multiple times where they've sent an alien in, and when the aliens come in, it's not an alien.
No, it's not an alien. If you're talking about this mod, Kieran, yes, they are. I don't know. He's just asked if they're on the site. I assume he might have meant Vic's tank. That's not here for. I think it's about the 16th. They're coming out. Vic's Kelpie. And next week, Vic will be on the show talking about it, so that's something to look forward to. But he's not here this week, Adam. You are, so we'll talk to you.
Yeah. I'll be a suitable fill-in. I have been on live streams where people have called me Vic's son before, so...
Vic's son?
Yeah. I've been called a lot of things on live streams.
And Laurie's asked, have I got the Creme Anglais that compares to... Well, I've never had the Craft Vapes one, Laurie. But the Creme Anglais from Nom Noms, that's it, was very good, and it's, I don't know if it's up there. Yeah, it is. 1 second. Pick it off the shelf. It has gone so dark now that's tasting very nice. So yeah, when you think. I showed that when I first mixed it, and it was like clear, but now it's gone a nice rich colour. Richie, hi Richie. And Rickster's looking forward to the concentrates. Yeah, there's going to be 4 flavours. We'll get to those in a minute, I think, because I have got a sample of the actual product here, which I want to show everyone. And the thumbs down in chat is obviously for you, Adam. It's not for me.
That's absolutely fine. I don't mind. I do. I've been doing the whole YouTube thing for. What was it? 3, 4 years this year, and
Right.
the first thumb down that you get, you're like, oh, I've offended someone.
Oh,
Someone doesn't like me, and then it just comes to a point where it's like, it's fine.
No, it's not for you. It's for me. Every week I get one, and
it's all interaction though. It's all interaction in YouTube's eyes.
yeah, I don't know who it is, and perhaps I shouldn't talk about him because it's giving him attention, isn't it? So I've got a thumbs up to counteract him. Thanks, whoever that was. Right, is it 9? Yeah, well, no, it's 5-2. So we'll just reading through. That's Kieran answering someone else, so that's fine. Should I send you a Cremon Glow test? I'll be there in the UK in May. Well, no, save it till May, Laurie, if you like, and you're more than welcome to some of this that I've made, so see what you think of it, because creme anglaise, it takes quite a while for that to steep, doesn't it, Adam? You know, it's the custard.
Anything custard or dairy.
It's, I think, 3 weeks really minimum, 2 weeks minimum, but after 3 it starts to come on.
Yeah, fruits, vape them straight away.
Yeah.
Anything dairy based, anything.
Yeah.
Minimum 3 weeks. No matter how hard that is to do, because I've been in the position where you've mixed something, you've smelt it and it smells glorious, and then you put it on a dripper and it tastes just like pure VG.
It is always tempting though, isn't it? You think, I'm just going to have a little taste because I want to know. And
yes,
in some ways that's quite nice though, because it does, you then see how it does improve and get better.
I normally find that if I mix anything custardy or anything like that, I will try it across the time. So I will try it straight away because I have that smell and I go, oh, that smells so good. I bet it tastes every time tastes like pure VG. But then when I go to it in about a week's time, I'll give it a shake, give it an open, all your usual stuff, and then I'll just freshly build something, freshly wick something, and I'll just give it a little go. And yeah, I'll test it through the weeks, and you can see it progress.
You can.
And then you get to end, and you're like,
yeah, you can. And it's what you think. Oh, I'm not going to like this. It does actually turn out really nice in 3. It's a massive difference. It really is. Merck has asked Artery Kelpie RTA 2mm. Firstly, Merck, it's not Artery. I think Vic said he thought Artery might be making it. It's not. It's EH Pro. It is an EH Pro product. I think what confused Vic is that, and they did it to me when they made the True Tank, you get the paperwork and the manual sent to you with Artery at the top, but that's just because they own both companies. So that's the first thing. Secondly, it is 2mm, but it's also 3.5mm, so there will be a 3.5mm glass with it as well. So best of all worlds. I don't know how you feel about this, Adam, but the way I feel is that, I mean, obviously we've got 2mm TPD, but this is my take on it. With a stock coil tank, I agree and comply and don't sell things over 2mm. With an RTA, until you as a customer, end user shall we say, has wrapped a coil, undone the screws, put a coil in it, pulsed it, put some cotton in it, it's not even a product until you've done that. No. So I'm quite comfortable to argue the toss that it doesn't matter how big that glass is until someone has come. A bit like a kit car, you can buy all the bits, but until you put them all together, it's not a product, is it?
I think. Do you know what? I mean, I was incredibly concerned with all this because obviously we used to discuss this quite a lot, TPD, when it was coming in, because when I used to do a live stream with Mark Solo and Aidan, we used to do Last of the Summer Vapes week out, and while we were doing it, it was the height of TPD first coming in, and there was a lot of discussions, 2mm tanks, 2mm tanks, 2mm tanks. Now, yes and no. I totally understand the fact that they're trying to regulate it. I still believe that they should readdress it and look at the whole 2mm, because they're still basing it on CE4s and stuff like that. That's obviously where the 2mm came from. A 2mm tank looked at a CE4, and it was when we used to have CE4s, it was maximum 2mm anyway, anytime. Yeah. Whereas the way that vaping's progressed to now, obviously, you know, we know, everyone in chat knows that the moment you put a between 0.2 and 0.6 ohm coil,
Yeah.
sub-ohm coil in a tank. You put 2 mils of tank in, that's one tank full in half an hour.
Yeah.
But I do agree that some tanks do deserve 2 mil, where the Wasp Nano.
Yeah. Some do. I mean, I've got, as I say tonight, both gates. I've got and the height difference isn't actually very much. Is that the one? Yeah, it is. I thought I had the wrong tank there for a minute. There's the height difference. They're both sat dead even together. So it's not. I know I've got a taller drip tip in one of them. I've got the proper black drip tip in one and the proper one in the other. Some people with a mouth to lung will prefer the 2 mil to get the extra taste closer to the coil, won't they? So, and that's fair enough. But even for me, if I know I'm going out for a long day, I'll take the 3.5 mil tank with me, because I know I haven't got to take juice, I haven't got to take, in this case, I haven't got to take a battery either. I can go with one mod, and I know it's good for the whole day long. So it's not that, I don't know why they did it. Why was it a thing? Why was it a law?
The whole 2 mil capacity came out because when there was writing the TPD up, we did a lot of research into this, because obviously the TPD, the 10 mil regulation, I was all for originally. Because we did see what it was intended to do, and we lost a lot of the bathtub makers, the backroom makers, and the people. I mean, if you remember to before the TPD hit, what we had was, I remember one reviewer very vividly got bottles of juice with dog hair down the back of the label, things like that all around it. So it did the intended. I was all for the 10 mil. And then when they did the short fill thing around it, I was like, this is amazing. We can still have our 30 mil, although they're not in glass dripper bottles, which I miss wholeheartedly. But that was, I was all for that. But when they brought in the 2 mil capacity, it was...
But that hasn't really, getting back to the juice though, that hasn't really stopped anything, because now everyone's...
it's not stopped anyone.
Now people are buying 30 mil bottles and tipping a 10 mil Nick shot in there.
Exactly.
So
exactly. Go on. Sorry.
Well, I'm just trying to see. I'm all for laws, and I think there should be legislation. I agree with that, and it shouldn't just be a free for all. And hygiene and everything else has to be in place. I understand and completely agree, but I fail to see the benefit of making a 2 mil tank a legal product. And also, in a way, really, 10 mil juice. I mean, if a little one gets hold of a 3 milligram nicotine bottle of juice with 30 mil in there and drinks it, probably isn't going to be ill. But get hold of an 18 milligram Nick shot and drinks it, is going to be ill, even in 10 mil.
The 2 mil tank was because when they was doing all the research for writing the TPD on our side, because obviously what they did is they grouped with everyone in the EU and they sat there and people picked what they wanted from it all. But what they based it all on was a CE4 Clearomizer on an Ego battery, and that's what they based it on. They didn't base it. Obviously, the biggest company at the time when TPD was just hitting was Smok, was on their run of we're going to release the Alien and 44,000 different different TFV8s and TFV12s, things like that. They didn't take that into consideration. They just took into consideration, because obviously we are the hobbyists. I've always stated this, that we as vapors are the hobbyists. We have done the transition. We've stopped smoking. We are now vaping, and a lot of us can go all day, weeks, months on 0 milligram. So we're the hobbyists. We're the ones that got hit by it, because all the starters were buying a CE4 off the market for a £5 because they didn't want to go in and buy a CE4 for 30, 40, 50 quid that some of them were originally. Because, I mean, I started vaping 5 years ago. So vape shops weren't really necessarily a thing. There was the odd place that was doing certain things and e-cigs. And... but that's all it was based on. It was based on the CE4s. It was based on the people that was just quitting smoking and moving on, rather than the people like us. So
I wondered at the time if it was to stop, because it was getting crazy. There was tanks with like 4 or 5 coils sub-ohm tanks. You know,
Yeah.
the Smok were the biggest culprits, I
Yes.
think, for that.
I've ranted on Smok many times.
And I think really it's like any other law, isn't it? If you've got, I don't know, put it in the car world, if you've got an exhaust that is over a certain decibel and you've got a guy driving round in like this bucket hanging out the end of his car, you know, annoying all the neighbours, there's going to be laws about noise on cars. And in the same with the, you know, with the e-cigs. And I think it was probably to stop people creating their own weather systems in bus shelters, for argument's sake. You know, but it hasn't stopped that, has it? Because you can still just bung it in a dripper and, you know, but...
Yeah.
I hope I'm making sense, everyone. I'm not just ranting for ranting's sake.
Do you know what? Vape consideration is something that vaping etiquette, I think we used to call it.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
There is that culture of as big as you can get, wherever you can get.
Yeah. I try to look, or tend to look at vaping a bit like I did when I was a smoker. You know, if I was out having a meal, and I'm of an age where people did used to, the ashtrays were on the restaurant table, weren't they?
Yeah. I remember smoking in pubs and...
But I never had I say never. I might have, years ago, I might have said, it's all right if I smoke. And if they said, you know, I wouldn't. But if, as years went on, I didn't even ask that question. I just went outside for a cigarette if I was at a restaurant, because I thought it was the right thing to do. But, you know, and I think vaping should be, as long as we treat those sort of principles the same for vaping, I don't think there'd be half the problems.
Exactly, it's exactly the same. It's you're brought up, not dragged up. So have consideration for people. Smurfs heard me rant on Smok many a time.
Right.
When the TF-V8 first came out, I had an Alien. Right? I had an Alien. I loved the Alien. The Alien was amazing when it first came out. Yeah, guaranteed all of the paint came off within 30 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
The first time you put your hand on it, it just went. All the paint came off. I did a very, 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 very withheld review on the X-Priv when the X-Priv came out. So I managed to get hold of one for a review, and I had the X-Cube. I love the X-Cube. I had the Alien. Really like the Alien, but then it was like Smok was just releasing the same thing every single time. Just look at this different paint. Look at this different coil that we put in it, and it was just exactly the same. And the X-Priv came out, and I reviewed it, and I accidentally really, really liked it. And I did get some hammer for that. I got some real hammer for that. I hate Smok every week. I hate Smok. And then that came out. I really enjoyed it.
Well, I liked it. Ian Morgan has put, Mark, I've heard there's 3.5mm bubble glass for the Wasp RTA. Have you? No, I haven't. 3.5mm? What did the Wasp? I think the non-TPD ones might have a bubble glass. I can't remember.
I have heard that from one of my sources in the community. I've heard that they're not releasing a bubble glass, but there are bubble glasses out there that fit it.
Oh, someone said that 3F Vape and Smurf, 3F Vape is selling them apparently.
Yeah, so it'll not be a Wasp Nano glass. It'll be the one that fits it. I have heard that there are bubble glasses that fit it.
Yeah. Well, I said we were going to do this competition at 9 o'clock, didn't I? And it is 8 minutes past. So I'm always late, so I'm happy with that.
That's fine. It's close enough.
So what I'm going to do, I'm going to... oh, there you go. Daniel's put competition time, mate. Yeah, sorry, Daniel. See, Daniel looks after me. And he's going to look after me with this as well, because I'm awful at chat. Daniel, he knows the answer. I told him earlier. He'll see the first winner, and he'll say who it is. So that'll take the pressure off me, won't it?
That's all right then.
So picture one. Have you got this? Have you got the?
I'm gonna bring it up on my phone.
Bring it up. There'll be about a 15-second delay or whatever, but bring it up, and I'll put up picture number 1, and that should be coming up right now, blanking my face off.
Let me mute the stream.
So, what I'm looking for, guys, is I want the name of the tank, which I think you'll find is quite easy. I've held it up several times tonight, and the prize might give you a clue. But the one that's going to be hard to get is the mod. So, I want to know what the tank is and the mod, please. Can you say that?
I can, yeah.
Yeah. So that's a teaser for now. That's picture 1. There are 7 of these pictures, just in case you're not as good as I think you are. And no, it's not the Corona. So shall we just go straight? Let's do 3 pictures, I think, and then if no one gets it, we'll come back to it. So picture 2 coming up now. There's another angle. I know these are hard, but they're supposed to be hard, and you know it wouldn't be any fun if I just put the thing up. They get easier as they go.
It stumped me that, because I know what the mod is, because I know what the design on the side is.
Kieran's not entering. Thank you, Kieran, if you know it. So I appreciate that. No one's got it yet that I can see. Daniel will be straight on it if someone gets it.
That's
so, we'll take that picture away. You can still see it, can you? Because there's a delay.
Yeah, I've got it up here. I'm now on the second picture.
Are you?
And Dion, it's not the Aegis. Unfortunately, I will hold that up there so you can.
No, it's not the Aegis.
So you can tell it's completely different on the bottom.
No, I've deliberately tried to make it a little bit tricky and a bit hard because it wouldn't be any fun. But this is to celebrate. I don't think I mentioned earlier, did I? Why I'm doing it is to celebrate. I got 2,500 subs back into last week, and I was delighted with that. I really was, and thanks for everyone in chat who's a subscriber as well. That it means a lot. It's why we keep going, really, because if we don't think anyone's watching, we wouldn't bother. So if we know people are interested, that's fantastic. What's Christian put up? Let's read that. Christian, people will argue with me, but the one thing I should be put in place, having a harder way to obtain a mechanical mod or actually ban them, as retailers will say. I completely agree, Christian, 100%. I'm not going to say the gentleman's name. I had an email only last week saying that he loved my site, loved my products, and he was going to be buying a mech mod from me, which presumably is the H24. And he's got a Samsung battery, and he wants to vape it at about 55 watts. So what ohm coil does he need to put in there? And I thought, he hasn't told me what his battery is. A Samsung isn't telling me what he's using, so I did send him an explanation, a proper email of how to work out and use Ohm's law. That was the other thing the email actually said. He said, I'm not interested in Ohm's law. Well, you need to be interested in Ohm's law. That's a massive part of it. If you're not,
I think everyone should at least know the basics of Ohm's law. If not, go, because you can go and you can use Ohm's calculators on this online Ohm's calculators literally all over the place. The Vape Finder app used to have one on there, and you could do it instantly.
Yeah, and Christian goes on to say that knows enough about Ohm's law. Yeah, and it just defies logic that you can just see. There are people out there, they're going to have a mech mod, they're going to put their tank on top, they're going to put the battery in, and they're going to tentatively try it. Oh, that's alright, it's not getting too hot. It must be alright. Well, that's not the safety test.
I've done it before in the past, and I haven't done this for a couple of years, but I have been in vape shops and pretended to be an absolute noob.
Have you? Yeah.
Yeah, I have done that, and it was more the local ones, the local vape shops to me, because there's a lot of people that just started up for no reason. They didn't last very long, let's put it that way. But you'd walk in and it'd be like, oh yeah, so I'm looking at getting something to vape on. I want to smoke this liquid, and just all the usual like newbie sayings. And then you'd point to like a mech mod. Oh, what would you recommend to go with that? And they'd be like, straight in. They'd know they'd got you with a sale, so they weren't bothered about anything else. And I'd be like, I'm not setting you up. There's no cameras or anything like that. But I do know a little bit, so Please don't go around saying that to people.
Yeah, definitely. It's Rickster. Good shout, Rickster. Thought it was the original Night Mod. Yeah, good shout, but it isn't. Who made it? Smoant, wasn't it? Yeah. And we're looking for the tank and the mod, not just one or the other. We want both, and it'll come live. Shall we show another picture? What did we get to? 2 pictures, didn't we?
Yes.
Let's go to the third. Cover my face again. You'll get that in about 20 minutes' time, Adam.
Yeah, when he finally catches up.
You can clearly see the tank there, clearly. These pictures were taken while I was walking my dog. I just got my phone and took the pictures. So...
Steam Engine, that's what I was trying to think of, Curly Tube. Yes, Steam Engine is amazing.
SteamEngine.org.
Yeah, that was the website that I was trying to think of.
Oh, right, yeah, they're very good. Yeah, I've used that a lot myself. $60-watt Tesla. Thumbs up fine, but it's not. No, that's right, Rickster. Gate RTA and Evo stick. Right, let's get rid of that. Let's go to picture number 4. Picture number 4. Oh, there's more there to see.
Can you remember when everyone decided to release side-by-side mods? Side-by-side mods came out all over. It's the design on it. That's what. So even I'm struggling with this, and I'm like,
oh yeah, woo! I've got it here, and I'm about to put my put the tank in it so I can show everyone at the end.
There was one. What's it called?
Cover it up as it comes up the table, because I've got this little area here that people can see.
There you go. People are just having a good old look at it now, trying to work out what it is.
Yeah, it's gone. There you go. Put it back on the table. And let's go for picture 5. No one. I don't think anyone's got it yet, have they, Daniel? Ooh, that's a close one. Picture number 5. There you go. Pass on, give up. Too bloody hard, says James.
There'll be one in a second where everyone goes, that one.
Can you see picture number 5 yet, Adam?
Yes.
Do you know yet?
I thought I knew, and then I've noticed that there's a curve in it. It's because everyone in the mother had the side by side at one point, and they all use that sort of Chrissy Crossy cage kind of design, and then you pull your hand out like that, and it's the curve on it that's threw me.
I just put Rigster's comment up. Gate RTA and a side by side mod.
Dion, Councillor Vapor was a funny story. When going back to TPD, I was very good friends with the sales manager there, Councillor Vapor Europe, or whatever it's called, High Throne, Sky Throne, which was the UK distributors of Councillor Vapor a few years ago. I don't know if they still do it. I know Hang Seng have got their fingers in Councillor Vapor now. But I used to be very good friends with Simon, who was the sales manager over here, and I went to Expo in 2017 when everything was starting to kick off, and he was emailing me before on the lead up saying, "Come and see me. We've got the range. Is it the range? No, the what was the Squonker they did? Single 18650, dreadful battery life. What was it called?
Who made it? Sorry.
Councillor Vapor.
Oh, I know the one you mean. Yeah, I know the one you mean.
Dreadful battery life.
Quite a pretty little.
Very, very nice looking.
Yeah.
Almost carbon fibre-esque on. I can't remember what it's called.
I can't remember the name of it.
for the life of me. But he said, I'm bringing you one. I'm bringing you one. So make sure you pop over and say hello. And I walked over to him and started speaking to him, and he went, it's an 8mm squonk ball. He says, there is trading standards and everyone else knocking around here, because obviously everyone was scared that everyone's going to get closed down because they had anything over a 2mm tank or anything like that.
Yeah.
Wraith, that's it, Christian P. The Wraith mod, right? Cracking, it was cracking. The battery life on it was dreadful. Dreadful. I'm a big fan of battery regulation in mods, and that just didn't have any.
Yeah.
But when I walked in, he was like, no, it weren't even an under-the-table kind of job that you can have one of these. It was sort of, they was like, we haven't brought any squonk mods with us, just in case. Just in case.
Or a 50... Oh, it's John Nash. Yeah, it's... I don't mind whether you put... It's a gate... I think you all know now it's the gate tank, but... Just gate is fine. I'm not asking for the size of the tank. That's not a problem. Just gate is fine. Well, no one's got. Let's go to picture number 6. I'm going to have to think of a question if no one gets this right. There you go. There's the front of it.
There's the front with the name on it.
But actually, you can almost. I didn't realise it. You can almost see the name. It's blurred. They won't see that. They won't see that. Everyone's got their 4K TVs out now.
Where can you see the name on that?
Look at the inside of my hand. It's in there.
I can't zoom in. Oh, I can zoom in a little bit. It looks... The curve on it just gives it that sort of vapor flash kind of.
Right, we're going to go to the last one now. The last one will make it easier for you, I'm sure.
Wait for this one to turn up. It's not fair having people on that have reviewed stuff, because you go through that many things that you can never remember name or anything anyway.
I'm terrible. To be honest with you, I'd have been, oh, I know what this is, I know what it is. And this was something I bought. It's not it's not sort of bang up to date. It's not that old, but it's something I bought. And I shouldn't, as soon as I ordered it, it was on like a waiting list.
Yeah.
And as soon as I did it, I thought, I didn't need that. Why did I order that? I haven't really ever used it, purely because I've never found a tank that fits it well.
Yeah.
But the gate, the 3.5mm gate, does fit it well. No, you won't see it, Christian, on my website. It's not on there.
Clever thinking, though. I like that thinking. That is using your brain.
Yeah, it came from overseas. Put it that way.
See, I've never really been into really high end stuff. I've never really looked at waiting list stuff. I've always considered myself more in the affordable range. I reviewed a lot of clones at the beginning, just because they're cheap.
Can I just answer Merck, because it's quite relevant? He's put DNA 60. It's a Yeehee 350J chip, but I believe they do now make one with a DNA chip. But this one is the Yeehee 350J. Yeah, sorry, Adam.
But yeah, I've never been on. I don't think I've ever been on a waiting list or anything like that.
Right.
I've always stuck to the more affordable range. I've got a couple of like quite expensive mods, but not like what I class as quite expensive, rather than what more high end classes expensive. And like I said, I used to review a lot of clones. I used to get hold of a lot of clones. I used to use people like 3F Vape and stuff like that, because you could pick up a whole month's worth of review items for 20
I
quid.
get that.
In fact, my biggest performing video on my channel is a clone video. It's the Goon 1.5.
The good, yeah, Josh, that's a good RDA that I got. So I had them on my site. I think they're still on there. SXK ones, yeah, they're still on the site now. No, Vaping Smurf, it's not a smart night.
The advantage was the first run of Goon 1.5s came out, and you couldn't put it in single coil, if you remember, because the airflow holes weren't lined up correctly. And this was on the Authentics when the Authentics came out.
Yeah.
The first run all came out dodgily machined, so you couldn't put it into single coil. Yet the first batch of clones that came out all had perfectly working airflow. So it were like, which one do you go out and buy?
Yeah. Yeah.
Which one do you go out and buy?
I do often buy like a styled product, shall we say, and then, you know, if I really like it, I'll consider the original. And lately with the, let's get rid of that picture there now. Lately with the K-Fun Light 2019, I've got the genuine one up there, and I've got. Well, I don't know if you heard what I called it, did you? Because I got in trouble. So I thought I quite like this one because it's got no writing on it at all. It's completely plain. So, and I'd far prefer they did that with these styled products. You know, don't copy it with all the manufacturer's name. And Matt, keep going. Matt Benson, keep going. You're there nearly. Oh, it's going to get tight now. He's so nearly there. So I called it the Ed Zachary, and like if you think of the Chinese, Ed Zachary the same.
Yeah. This is where clones have always lied with me, because things like the K-Fun, when they're not that accessible for people on the lower end of the budget, by all means clone them away. Yeah. It's when people were cloning the things like the Wasp. The Wasp Nano clone went out.
And I didn't even know until the other week that was a thing. I didn't think people did that, but
it was unbelievable. I totally understand you more high end. I mean, the Goon 1.5 when that first came out was 60-70 quid over here.
Yeah.
So to pick one up for 20 quid were a bargain. And then you see the Recurve. The Recurve was another one. Very affordable over here, 15 to 25 quid. I've seen it about that kind of.
Hey!
Rickster got it.
Rickster's there. I'll let Daniel confirm because he is my judge.
But yeah, the Recurve, more affordable end, and all of a sudden you'd got it's 15. I'd seen it 15 to 25 quid, and then you could see the clone at 12.
Yeah,
and it's like, what's the point?
Yes, I'll hold that. Can you see Y stick at the bottom there? It's is it Mini E6 that made these? And it's like a Y shape.
Yeah, well, I thought Vapor Flask at first. DNA.
Yeah, similar. And that's the part I don't actually like, is the unscrewing this to put an 18650 in.
Yeah.
But the gate, look, it's near enough dead flush. It's perfect in there.
That was the issue with side-by-side mods. Nothing fits them.
And did a lot unlike the True Tank. I thought, I'm going to use that with the True Tank, and even with a tank extender, I couldn't get the height right. And the other part with the True Tank, of course, is you need to twist the top to fill it, and it was going to be hard to do that.
Good evening, MF.
Christian, Mark, is it made by Smoant? No, it's not. It's made by, I think they're called, is it Mini E6, isn't it? I think.
The Smoant was the Smoant Knight. The Smoant Knight. Tesla did the side-by-side. There was another one, and I want to call it the Devastator, but I don't think it was called the Devastator.
Right.
And that was a side-by-side as well. I can't remember what it was called.
I'm just writing down Rickster. It was Rickster. Well done, Rickster, for winning that. It wasn't easy. It wasn't meant to be. And perhaps you put in chat whether you would like a black gate RTA or a stainless steel one, or a 2mm or a 3.5. There's a choice of 4 different types there. So well done. Yeah, it was good. It wasn't easy, was it? It got you, didn't it? Be honest.
It got me. Like I said, I'm not high end, unfortunately. I'm a commoner when it comes down to any vaping product. I've watched multiple reviewers.
I haven't got many high end things. I was talking to Salford Vapes. He was my guest last week, and we were talking about pipes, and that got me. He had the Smock
I've got the Smart Guardian 3.
Guardian 3, yeah. And I thought, I've got one somewhere. I know I've got one in a box, brand new, that I never either bought for the site or used. And I found it.
Yeah. I loved it. Do you know what? I absolutely loved it.
So, I found it. It's got a battery in it. So, yeah, I've got that. But I haven't got a drip tip.
I had the Geek Vape Amit single coil mouth to lung on there.
Right.
For many a month.
Did you?
Yeah, with the extended drip tip as well, which I ended up snapping, which I was gutted.
And I've got another one here that I don't think anyone will have seen before. That's very old, and I can't even remember the chip that's inside there. Does it light without anything on it? No, I've got a battery in it. This is a...
Is it 18350?
No, it's 18500.
Oh.
18500, and you get the... this is the pain. You have to use your fingers to unscrew the top. 18500 in there. In fact, let's bung one in. And it needs a button top, which I haven't got, so I'll put a magnet on there.
Oh, rare earth magnet. All you're missing is a kick. Get a kick on it.
Hopefully that should work. Yeah, it's error 3. Because I haven't got a tank on it. Let's bung the true tank on there. Let's give the true tank an outing.
Black, please, and the larger capacity one. Sorry, the wife was talking about online as the shopping, and I mixed the options.
So black 3.5. Okay, let's write that down. Black. What I'll do is, I'm sure that I can contact Rickster if I find him on YouTube and send him a message direct, can't I, on YouTube?
I don't know if they've got rid of the direct, but you can contact him, and let me have a look. Oh no.
There you go, it works.
No, you can't. You used to be able to, but you can't go directly through that way. You'll have to... The easiest way would be for Rickster to go to your channel, go to the back end and go to your email address. Then you can find them.
Okay, well, the only thing I've got to do is prove that Rickster is the right Rickster.
Yeah.
Otherwise I could be sending it to someone unknown. I might have Merck, for example, underneath email me and say, I won the gate. There must be a better way of doing that. There's software, isn't it? I must look into that.
Yeah. Yeah, they've changed YouTube around a little bit. You're not allowed. You can't do direct messaging like you used to be able to.
Right, I thought you could. I thought you could still send an email. So, okay, well, Rickster, there has to be trust in life. Can you email me, please? info@naturevape.co.uk.
He already has.
You have your mobile. Yeah, okay. Thanks, Rickster.
That'll do.
Brilliant. That'll do me. So, and a lot of people, of course, in chat are my customers, which is lovely. So, makes life easy. So, a little bit about you then, Adam. You had a little bit of a break, didn't you, from reviewing for personal reasons?
Yeah, a lot of my subscribers know the story. Basically, what happened is I had a massive life change. I split up with my partner of 8 years and had to move house, get a new car, get a new job. Everything happened all at once. And basically, I didn't really have time to get on with the YouTube. So I had a little break that ended up being an extended break. Big thank you to Vic and everyone, because I ended up going on the UK Vape Show.
I saw you on there. Yeah, I saw you on there.
I released a couple of videos and they invited me on, and they were like, "Now that you're back, do you want to come back on?" And I was like, "Yeah, by all means." And went on, had a good laugh, released a couple of videos, and I realised that my head really wasn't in it. And the worst thing about YouTube is the best thing about YouTube. You have to be in the right place to be producing videos, to how you do them. Because I was saying this to you before we started. It takes you a while to find your own style. And when you get your own style, you know how you do your videos, and videos become extremely easy to do. And I weren't in the right place, and my head wasn't in the right place. So when I started releasing videos, I really wasn't happy with the videos I was releasing. So I decided to take a little extended break. The extended break ended up being, I think it was 8 months. Right. I think I had 8 months off, which threw me out of loop. Obviously, you lose. I was vaping one thing. I got the FP in.
Oh right, yeah.
And all I vaped continuously was the FP on top of the Vactio Superbat, and that was my vape setup. I wasn't bothered about anything that was coming in. I wasn't, because obviously I changed my address, so a lot of the suppliers that I was working with already had missed me out of a lot of things, and
yeah,
I had to get myself back into it. And when you get back into it, I came back refreshed, a lot more refreshed than I was when I first started. I was stating to you before, when I first started the channel, it was November 2015 my channel started.
Right.
So 4 years this year. And I've always stated that I will never, ever, 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 ever delete my earlier videos, no matter how poor. I have gone back and I have watched them. I've been roasted as well, which brought up some of my old videos. But, you know, my recent videos and videos before, I've been very, very happy with how they've turned out. I use the DSLR now. I use a lot more complex stuff. But what happened is, when you become really comfortable with everything, everything's all right. But then you look back at your older ones, and we were talking about the C920, and I tried recording on the C920. It was horrible. When I first started, it was on a mobile phone,
yeah.
And I did the worst thing, which was have your phone underneath you. So a lot of my reviews, I was leant over the phone, so you can see straight up my nose. But my style's always been very raw, very idiot's guide. If I can get on with a product, and enjoy that product, yeah. I've always been very honest. If I don't like a product, I will state it. If I do like a product, that has come more now that I've established myself in myself. Because when you first start out, that you can be as honest as you want down the line, but there is a big fear in the back of your head when you first start out that companies will never send me anything. Now, we're not in this for the free stuff, but when you start getting a roll, you'll start finding.
Your mic nearly went on a roll.
Yeah, well, you start to find that you go on a bit of a roll, and companies get in touch with you, and you're like, oh wow. I work with the Age Pro. I've worked with a lot of big companies as well, which I've been very, very fortunate, and I feel very, very lucky to do that. But I have bought a lot of products. I've bought quite a lot of products for myself to review. If the channel's ever been losing products, or I've not had something to review that week, I've gone out and bought it, and all sorts of stuff like that. But I've always stated that I'll never ever get rid of it. If anyone wants a laugh, go back and watch the first
video
year. Yeah, go back and watch year 1 and into year 2. And I look back now and I cringe so bad, so bad. And the videos are just horrendous. And I went there, like I said, I had a break. I came back a lot more focused, knowing what I wanted to do, and knowing that my style has now become my style. So everyone has their own style, and a lot of people copy and pinch and stuff like that off of other people, and you get to a point where you establish your own. And my style of reviewing is very much raw. It's very much, I'll do a bit of editing, and I've started working on other things like transitions and bits and pieces like that, but my reviews are very raw. It's my opinion. If I don't like something, or if there's something that's picked up on it that I don't like, it might even be something as silly as the VX200 review, which will be coming out this week. The Orgvape, cracking mod, absolutely cracking mod. But it's got a rattle on the 510, and the back door is a little bit wiggly. Yeah. And the magnets are super strong, which I don't really understand, because the batteries the battery door's that strong held on, but it's a bit random. But I don't mind telling people that, because they're my findings. And before, you'd have been like, all right, I could deal with that little bit of a rattle, or that 510 is probably me along the line. Or
you don't want to be picky for picky's sake, but if it has got something wrong, I think it should be told. I mean, I even do it about the products that I sell, you know, and I've criticised them, but I think as long as people buy that product with that knowledge, I don't think, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. But I think your passion has to be there, which I guess is what you're trying to say, to do the review, and you feel refreshed, you feel passionate about doing it again, which is where you need to be. And if you're not, if you just think, oh, better turn the camera on again tonight, otherwise I wonder where I am, that's not when to do it, is it?
I put out a big thank you when I came back to everyone. Because I came back a second time. Obviously, I came back the first time, realised I wasn't in it. And I came back the second time, went on to the UK Vape Show again, got absolutely slaughtered because they were like, we thought you were back, blah, 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 blah. And when I came back with a vengeance. 4 videos straight out that first week, bang, done. Yeah. And then it's been 3 or 4 videos all the way up since, except for last week, which I was poorly. Now, the difference between...
You can forgive man flu.
Oh, it was bad. It was really, really... you can probably still hear it. It's a little bit snotty still. So what I did is... one thing that I didn't do when I was not in the right places in my head is I went on Sunday morning, and I jumped on to my channel, and I was just like, listen, I've, for anyone who's missed it in the group or on the community tab, I've not been very well. I am coming back, and came back with my bloopers yesterday. I had a small blooper video that I put up yesterday. But
I haven't watched that yet, but I saw that come up on my people I follow.
There is a small amount of bloopers. It's only a short little 2-minute video, but I never used to keep my bloopers. I used to leave a lot of them in, and you're not as polished when you're first starting off. Whereas now I will do a couple of takes at doing something. And I mean, I'm never scripted. I don't go by a script. I don't have something that's wrote down, but I normally have an idea of what I'm going to say, and I've always got my notes that I've reviewed something on, and if something's pulled up, I'll scribble it down. That's why the iPad comes in handy, because while I've been sat here with the 2 tanks, I said to you earlier on, I was just having a bit of a wicking issue with the Wasp Nano. That's wrote down, ready to go. Yeah. But I've never been scripted. I've never sort of sat there.
I don't script at all. Now and again, I'll write bullet points, so I don't forget. And one the other week, I put up some writing sort of behind me of my positives and negatives. But I don't. A script just doesn't work, does it? It doesn't come across. Well,
you sound very robotic.
It's not natural. That's why. So we got the 2 hoons in chat now. We've got Mike, and I did see his comment earlier, and Mark. Mike, how am I? I think he's asked how I was getting on with the K. Yeah, here it is. Let's put it up. How you getting on with that K-Fun Light now? TVP says it's a favourite today. Well, Mark TPV has got the Ed Zachary, which I think actually does undo, unlike the genuine one. So that may be why. But I did say, even with the genuine, that I was enjoying the taste from it and the flavour. So I hope that was a constructive review. It wasn't just a pop at K-Fun. No, I like K-Fun stuff, so it's certainly not a pop at them. I just think it could have been better. They had an opportunity to do something really good, and I didn't think that they had.
K-Fun, the top-end smock.
Yeah. Christian, I did a few reviews around 4 years ago on here, but couldn't get myself in it. Even paid for a really good intro. I haven't even got an intro, so well done, Christian, for that. Too much competition, using a phone. And a lot of people use a phone. I used a GoPro when I first started.
I've got 2 GoPros. I've got Samsung Galaxy S8, which has got a 4K camera on it now. I've got my Canon 200D. And I'll tell you something, nowadays it's different. 4 years ago, we're like filming on a potato when you're using a phone, but nowadays it's so simple, but the competition is fierce. But the only bit I'm in no place. My channel's not the biggest or anything like that. I think I sit at 1,400 subscribers, which has took me 5 years to get to. 4 years to get to, and I'm happy for every single subscriber that I get, and that's how I've always been. And I've got to thank people like Mark and even yourself for this evening for having me on, because that helps obviously grow a channel. So, but I've spoke to a lot of reviewers that are coming up, and they look for experience, and they look for people who've been around. And when they turn around and say, "Shall I go out and buy a video camera?" It's like, no, start. People people only want to hear decent sound,
Yeah.
and they want to see a slightly crisp picture.
Yeah, so many people give up though, don't they? It's like I think what would be nice is if someone was into their photography, etc. anyway, and editing and stuff, who was a smoker sort of 3 weeks ago that has just started vaping. Do your vaping journey, and I think
Vic did it. That's how Vic started off.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the best ways you can, because you know, we all learn together, and I'm sure I learn every week doing this program, and I'm sure people in chat learn as well. You know, and that's how we are, isn't it?
Well, you never know it all. That's the thing with life. You never know it all, and if you can carry, there's people out there that think that they know it all, but they don't, obviously.
No.
But it's all a learning curve. I mean, we're constantly reviewers. We're constantly learning, and we're learning different camera angles. As silly as that sounds, something like that, or. Thank you very much, 701. But we're learning different computer skills. I said to you before, I'm actually partway teaching myself Adobe Premiere Pro, which is a little bit. But when you go from using Windows Movie Maker, which is what I started with, all the way up to using a proper editing suite, it's sort of like you're always learning. And the best piece of advice that I've ever given anyone, and people should take this from, they should always ask for advice. And I get nice comments all the time, and I've even had messages on Twitter and stuff like that, but it's the only piece of advice that I ever give anyone is don't pay too much attention to your numbers, because if you pay too much attention to your numbers, they will run your life. You want to think, you want to look after that one person that you may save their life, as drastic as that sounds. If you transfer them from smoking to vaping, if they stumble on your channel first and they go, well, I quite like that pod system, or I quite like that mod that they're looking, and what happens is, if you save that person, if that person then goes on to vaping, you've done your job. You've done your bit. So
I've had several people, you know, one in particular, I think I've had COPD, and he every time I see him, he thumps me on the back and he says, "You saved my life."
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it's quite funny, and you know, Mark says on there he's still uses metal, he's still learning. And talking of learning, I did say on their show the other night that I had to move a Fiat Abarth the other day, and I hadn't driven one before, and I moved this out. I nearly put it straight through the wall because the pedals were so close together. I thought I'd hit the brake. I thought I'd hit the brake.
My first car was a Fiat 500.
Say again?
My first car was a Fiat 500.
Was it? The pedals are just so close, and I had these big work boots on, and I went to hit the brake, and I just booted the accelerator. It's like some old boy 90 driving. It was quite funny. Yeah, thanks. Let's put John's comment up. That's worth a mention. Come on, 42 watching, only 17 likes.
Yeah.
Yeah, always nice to get a like, folks. Always nice. Yeah, makes us feel. So I think there's two things now we can talk about that run hand in hand. You do juice making for idiots, and I've just forayed into idiots guides. It's always been something that I've wanted to do. Yeah,
I've dabbled with home brews quite often, and making your own and stuff like that. So what happens is, I've always wanted to do an idiot's guide, because like I said, my channel is very much an idiot's guide. It's an idiot's guide to everything. I can show you how to build, I can show you how to do everything, but it's my way. I can show you my way, but I do recommend going to see someone else's and things like that. And I got a really good opportunity to work with Vapable, who are a very, very good company, and I've had great conversations with them and stuff like that.
Yeah, I bought from them.
Yeah, Vapable, they're great. They're great. They do this starter kit, which I've actually got under my desk, which is the best idea in the world, as silly as it sounds. You get VGPG nick shots and a mixing guide that shows you exactly how it works.
Well, what they've actually done is they've copied me, because that's what I was going to explain as what we're doing.
Well, yeah.
I don't know if can you see the mixing? Oh, I'll have to wait for you to catch up. But the mixing guide, that's not in focus the best, but it's... See if I can change this focusing. 1 second. And then I will show all camera. Let's move chat a little bit out of the way, if that will work. This could be dodgy. There we go. Right, now let's tune the focus. Let's put me out of focus and move this into focus. Is that any better? Yeah, I think so. So you've got the bottle size and what PG, VG you want. 50-50, 60-40, 70-30. Moving along. The strength you want, 6mm, 9mm or 12mm. This is just an overall thing for people. How much flavour you need, how much VG, how much PG, and what's that last one? 100% VG. Oh, 20. It's Nick Shot there as well. So everything is on this little idiot's guide, as you quite nicely put it. I don't think that focus is still right, but never mind. And a sample of our new bottle, which we've only got in the last couple of days, is here.
Ooh, so rhubarb and custard.
That one is rhubarb custard, is it? Yeah, rhubarb custard, that one. And even on the bottle, we've got a mixing guide around that side there. Look, I think you can just see. Yeah. So, and it's Jack Rabbit Vapes who's done it for us.
Yeah.
And there's going to be 4 flavours. Rhubarb custard, strawberry custard, I can't get this right now, mango, peach and papaya, and blackjack. They're the first 4. So let's just put that focus back to me. Hopefully it's near enough there. Yeah, so, and that's that's about a week away now from coming into being. So I'm sort of excited to...
Well, listen... The idiot's guides are the best thing, because 9 times out of 10 people think, oh, I have to be perfectly exact with things, or I've got to get needles and I've got to get syringes and everything else. And to be fair, to mix up 30ml of juice, you could do it by eye.
You could do it by eye, yeah.
It gets to that point. Once you've done it a couple of times, you become incredibly capable immediately.
Yeah. I think people do worry about it though, which is why I wanted to do it as a very plain and simple way, and also a lot of it is for 3mg, and I wanted to bring the mouth to lungers into the party as well, and give them a mixing guide for. That's why it's sort of 9 and 12mg as well. So and do it with, I know the 72mg nicotine you can still buy, but you shouldn't be able to. And do that, well, exactly, but do this with 100% VG Nick Shots, which we're also going to provide. So, and it should be so easy. And as you say, you're like the kit you just shot. I wasn't aware they did that kit. I thought this was my idea, so I was miffed now. I'm going to go and sulk.
Sorry.
No, just open your front door and kick it in the street.
Kick it out. I'll look up from now on.
There's room for all. There's room for all. But it was nice that Jack Rabbit Vapes wanted to do this with me, because I love their juice and they're a good company.
I've never tried Jack Rabbit.
Yeah, very, very good indeed. Very good company. Nice juice, proper juice. So yeah, so there's some exciting times. My e-liquid on the site has always been awful. That sounds bad. My selection has been awful. That's what I'm trying to say.
Limited.
Yeah, and I think you either do it or you don't do it, and that's why I think, well, maybe because I've never had a hold in that side of the market, it's always been rebuildables, really.
Yeah.
Because probably that's where my interest lies, which is why I've done that. So if we're going to do that, let's go the rebuildable e-liquid as well, if you like. So, what you make yourself.
Well, it took off a lot when, as we were saying earlier, on TPD. When TPD hit, obviously people stocked up on 72mg. They stocked up on VG and PG, and they were like, "Well, we'll mix our own. If we can't get 100ml anywhere," it went absolutely wild. And I think now we've got such a good range of DIY stuff. You get such a good range. You can get flavour shots. You can get you can get your Nick shots. You can get everything very easily accessible, and just stick them in a 60ml bottle. And like we've said before, just pop it on shelf and leave it for a week, leave it for 2 weeks, and start yourself a rotation and start building a rotation. And before you know it, you've got 6 months worth of e-juice there, and it's cost you in comparison to buying a premium juice. It costs you literal pennies.
It's fractions, isn't it? It really is fractions. And I think as well, I know I've done it. I've been in gone in a vaping shop and think, oh, let's try someone that I'm not involved with. And I've just walked in and said, I'm looking for some e-liquid. If you know, anything there that take my fancy. And Tina and I, we bought 2 bottles, one each, 15 quid a pop. And we got home, we put them throw that away. It was rank, you know, and 30 quid.
What did I buy? E-Cig One have a couple of juice lines, and I tried one of theirs, and I was like, I says, who makes it? And it's Juice Source Distribution. Now, I've tried a lot of Juice Source Distribution's juices. They're very, very nice. There's a lot of sweetener in them. Don't get me wrong. They're coil killers instantly. But they'd got this new range out, and I tried it, and I was like, what flavour is it? Lychee. I love a lychee.
Yeah.
My juice tastes very weird, because winter months I'm on custards and desserts.
Yeah.
And then as we go into summer, I go into slightly mentholated, and I go into cooladas, and I go into fruity and lighter notes. And I was looking for an all-day vape ready for the summer, because obviously when you're testing things, you need juices that you've tried before. You need to know the nuances. You need to know what they taste like. And I thought, right, I'll try this juice, and it tastes like cat piss. And I thought, he went, this is one of our best sellers. And you're thinking, why?
yeah, and there are. I mean, I tend to as well. I mean, I've been mixing my own for yonks, and that's always been a raspberry custard. That's what I've always mixed for myself. And because I know that juice so well, when I get a new tank, an RTA, I always put that juice in it, because I know what that juice should taste like.
Yeah, it tastes like. That's what I tend to do. One of the best juices for me to ever taste anything with is Lemon Lush, Rochford Project.
Yeah.
Because I know that juice inside out. I must have drank 34,000 gallon of it, as well as vaped just about as much. And you sort of tend to stick to that one flavour. Now, like I said, I've mixed myself nearly 300 ml of this Twister Strawberry, and I've got it in rotation now, ready. So,
what's Daniel put on here? I think that every company that sells short fills should also sell 10 mils. 10 mil. Yeah, that's a good point as well. And you know, Daniel's obviously saying that comment based on what I said about spending 30 quid.
Yeah,
I think that's a good. And there was a company years ago that used to send you a little 2 mil sample bottle, and that was a good idea. You know,
don't Jack Rabbit do it? Don't Jack Rabbit do it as well? Don't they?
2 mil, do they?
Not 2 mil. I think they do a 10 mil sample pack. Or is that
right? No, they do a sample pack. I've got one in front of me, but I daren't reach it because there'll just be a crash of everything. Crash of everything around me. I've changed my. I've got the same speaker, but there's in this room. It's quite a small room, and it's very echoey. And I noticed when I played the video back, it was quite boomy, especially when I raised my voice. So I changed I thought there was nothing wrong with the microphone, so there's no point in buying a new microphone. But they do a thing called an eyeball. Have you seen them?
I haven't, no.
Big foam ball and the pop filter is the pupil in the middle. Pull that out, and that basically slots right on top of your microphone, and that's the same effect as putting foam on all your walls.
I know that's the next thing for me, because obviously my vape room is quite a large room, so it's quite echoey, and I use the can't remember where I put it now. I use the Rode mic
right
on top of DLSR, and the moment that you speak up in any way, shape or fashion, it just goes.
Yeah,
I've actually just started using the lapel mic, which has got rid of that sort of echo. But
yeah. So I thought, well, look, I mean, they're about 180 quid, I think, 170, 180 quid. I thought, that's a lot, just to risk, does it work? And hopefully, Daniel put earlier that it does sound better tonight, and I'm pleased about that because I bought the one called an Alctron PF8, and it came from Banggood.
Was it an Amazon product by any chance?
Well, it is on Amazon, but I think that was about 50 quid on there. But I paid 24 quid for it on Banggood. And I'll tell you what, I don't know if I can pick it up and show everyone. It's huge, but can I show without knocking the world down? Well, here it comes. Oh, yeah. And the microphone's inside. So, yeah, it works well. I didn't knock everything over. Well done, me.
The only e-liquid I buy is Dinner Lady Lemon Tart, Far Neon Green Slushy, and Raspberry Custard. And I've been trying to mix a good one, but nothing compares to the Isle of Custard Walk the Plank. The Vape Dinner Lady, Rickster, if you like Vape Dinner Lady, trust me, try Rochford Project Lemon Lush. It is literally, because I went on a real big like citrus kick, because there's nothing that keeps your taste buds going than a real citrus punch.
Another good custard is King's Custard, isn't it? Have you tried that?
Yeah.
That's nice as well.
The best custard that I ever tried, and they've changed the recipe since, was the Custard Company's plain vanilla custard. It was amazing, the first run of that.
Sorry, I was reading. See, I am a bloke. I can only do one thing at once. Merc.
Empire Vape Co. Chris does one. I can't remember which one it is, but that's a very good custard as well.
The caramel custard?
I think it is.
His new one? You mean the one that he keeps telling me he's going to send me and he never does?
I haven't tried his new one, but he did a plain one. Was it Dead Man's Arm? Was it Dead Man's Arm? Or were it Killer Custard? One of them. But his is very, very good.
Yeah,
very
I haven't tried it. He's we've had a few. When I say dealings, I mean in a nice way. That because he's got a website as well, blah blah blah, and he's had some stuff off me. I said I keep wanting to try your custard. He said, "Oh bugger, I'll send you some. I'll do it tomorrow," and that never comes. But Merck says the odd thing that people don't mention often is juices can taste completely different from RDAs and RTAs. Got some Dark Star that's been in storage for 4 months. Yeah, they do as well. Yeah, they do. It really does depend on what coil you've got. RTA, RDA, top airflow, bottom airflow. Yeah. They do taste different.
In it.
Yeah, a lot of variables there, but you find the one that's right for you. Christian, I don't know, let's see what Christian's put. One thing I've also found is that the bottle shots that I've made up from good reviews just end up tasting like sweetener. Yeah, and nothing else. What I've found with vape, what I found is vape what you like. Yeah, no disappointment. Yeah, exactly. And it is just try it once, I guess. And you can go by what other people say, but I never forget Martin Parker, wasn't it? He used to, every juice he got, you got to buy this, you got to buy this. I fell for it time and time again.
The thing is, and I said this many years ago, that the biggest thing of getting someone to switch from smoking to vaping is not the mod, it's not the tank, it's finding the juice. Because the amount of people that will try vape, I mean, it's a lot different now because we've got so many. I've said this to you earlier on because I've got a love for pod systems because I just like to see what it's like. If I was smoking now, what it'd be like to quit now and what's available. But when we started vaping, when I started vaping, I've been vaping five years this year, and when I started, you could only get Hang Seng or cheap China juice. And it was on a blueberry menthol, because all you could get at the time is blueberry menthol, cola cubes, Red Bull or Red Energy or whatever they wanted to call it, RY4, or a range of tobacco juices.
What was that? Dark Ship or something as well? Something called something Ship. Can't remember. But yeah, go on.
But there was all those about, and nowadays you've got so many ranges of juices that if someone stumbles onto their all day vape straight away, I mean, like I said, mine changes month to month. So winter months, custard desserts, Some are fruit and menthol, but that's something I've discovered over the years. That's how I like to switch mine. But that was the hardest point for anyone who's quit smoking. I mean, I have given multiple products away to people, and people who've turned around to me and said, "Oh, well, I want to start smoking. I want to stop smoking, and I want to start vaping." So you give them a kit, and it'd be like, "That's not the important thing. Come to my house, go through my boxes of juice or any of the review products, and if you like that, take that, and then stick to that for a bit until you're ready to try something else." But juice is a
major, isn't it? And tanks as well, I think, are important, because you get one that leaks on you all the time, you're not going to stick with vaping, are you? But in general, I agree with you that juice is a massive part of what you're doing.
Yeah.
Adam, I think, what time is 10:05? I usually go for about, I always said an hour, but it's always an hour and a half.
Always over.
Tonight is over still. So I think we'll sort of start to, what do you reckon, wrap it up?
Wind it down, it's fine by me.
Wind it down. I think that's been it's been a lovely chat, actually, and that's the idea of this show. It's just to chew the cud, isn't it, and have a chat about different things, and it's nice to see you back. And
thank you very much.
I think what I'd better do is I'll better send you one of these gate tanks as well.
Yes.
So,
yes.
Otherwise,
and I will review it this time, because I have this running joke that every time I do see it, I do like to put it in chat. That you sent me the Minifit coil out, and the rebuildable, and I'm not going to lie, it is still in one of my boxes of vape stuff in the envelope that it was sent in.
So you haven't even tried it?
I haven't even tried it. I will get round to it. And it will be because I do. When I do the vlog, I've got a little bit of. I've blatantly nicked it from Grim Green. I have a little bit of a retro vape, or I have a Throwback Thursday, and every now and again I do a Throwback Thursday, and it will be on a Throwback Thursday because the Minifit now it's been surpassed so many times by different pod systems. It now qualifies for a Throwback Thursday.
Throwback Thursday.
Well, I did the.
I like that on Throwback Thursday.
I love Throwback Thursday because it's picking up. The idea behind it is, I don't like to collect many mods. I don't like to have loads of mods and loads of RDAs, and obviously none of my backdrops ever see loads of mods or anything like that. But there are a select few that get kept, and I sit there and I think, well, I'll vape them another day. And I never get around to vaping them. And what have I done so far? I've done the Dead Rabbit, which was just as good as I remembered, and I can't remember what the other one was. Whereas now, the Minifit, like I said, has been surpassed by so many pod systems. Pod systems are a love of mine. I know that the market is saturated by them, but pod systems are a real love of mine, and it will. I'll do a Throwback Thursday with it on. So
and Switch My Wicks, evening Switch My Wicks, and I'm sure she will be. Oh God, I can't remember her name. Do you know her name? Switch My Wicks. Sorry, Switch My Wicks.
I don't, and do you know what? I briefly passed Switch My Wicks on Empire Vape Co's 24-hour stream because I did a couple of stints in that as well.
Lady in the pub.
Lady at the bar.
You will be on the show one day. We have discussed it, so that's for the
with
future.
Your real name.
So I'll let you say your good nights, Adam.
Well, I want to say thank you very much for having me. Obviously, it was a nice surprise to get the message and say Sam.
Sam,
but
sorry, Sam. Yeah, of course it is. Yeah.
It was a lovely, like I said, a lovely message to get, asking me if I'd come on, because it's always nice. It is always nice to get out there and meet other people and meet. The whole idea behind vaping for me is the social side, and I will be at Expo in May, and it's just a great laugh. But I want to say a big thank you to everyone in chat. You've been awesome. Thank you for being very, very welcoming. It's lovely, and thank you for having me.
No, you're more than welcome. It was nice to have you on the show, and it's always nice when someone talks a lot as well. You know, and
I talk far too much.
You do talk. It's not often I don't get to go in.
I know,
but no, it's nice, and it keeps the show flowing. You've been a great guest. Thanks, Adam. And obviously, as Adam said, thanks everyone in chat. Been another nice night of people with different opinions and ideas, and that's what it's all about, is sharing your ideas, and we share ours as well. So Yeah, thanks very much for that, and I'll get the prize off to Rickster. Well done, Rickster, once again for winning. And next week we've got Vic, Vaping Vic, talking about his new Kelpie, so that's a nice show to look forward to.
True royalty.
Yeah, that's a nice one to look forward to next Tuesday. He hasn't got many subscribers, has he, Vic?
54,000,
Yeah,
I think.
something like that. Not many, isn't nothing to worry about, is it?
Not bad numbers anyway, is it?
No, we don't care about numbers. No. So until next week, folks, thanks for watching and take care. Bye.
Thank you.